everyone, welcome back. So last lecture we discussed about virtual classes. We have also discussed about object, what is object and what is class. So now we will start with abstract class. So for that we will create an abstract class as we created a virtual class similar way. And the class name I will give is the my abstract class name. Now in abstract class it is similar to a virtual class basically, but we can define methods. We can define methods using abstract keyword or virtual keyword. In this way, it differs from the uh, virtual class. So in virtual class, we could only use virtual keyword, but in abstract class, we can use virtual and abstract both keywords for the method definition. So first I'll write a virtual method. It will return void uh, method one, or I will write virtual method parameter. It can take anything. For now, I am taking string as parameter. And as we did for virtual class, I am just writing a debug statement. So this is the virtual method which I have defined in the I need to add so abstract keyword here for class. So my class is abstract, and inside that I have defined a virtual method. And as I mentioned earlier, we can also define abstract method in an abstract class. So we will define that. So one thing to note here is the abstract method, whatever we define, it will not have any body. And body should be defined for the virtual method, but for abstract method, there should be no body defined in the abstract class. So, like virtual class, the abstract class is also a parent class, and any other class which is extending this abstract class would be an child class. And we can override both these methods in the child class. We will see that now. I'll create a new Apex class. So I have created my extended class abstract, which is for extending the abstract class. And as we discussed for virtual, similarly in abstract as well, this will be child class, which will inherit the properties from the parent class. Parent class would be my abstract class in this case. Now, as it is, this is a virtual method. We can define override this method in the child class, or it is optional. If we want to do it, we can override it, and if we don't want, we can use the same code. But abstract method, we have to compulsorily define in the child class. So we get error class my extended class abstract must implement the abstract method. So it is compulsory to implement the abstract method here. So I'll define that method. override that method in the child class. So as we can see, error is gone now, so we have to override it, and then we can, I'll just debug a statement as we do for all classes and the methods. So here I have debug the class name and respective method name, and just for confirmation I am debugging the input parameter what we are passing. Yeah, so this is the layout of the extended class, which would be extending an abstract class and the abstract method which is present in the parent class. Similarly, we can define our own methods which are not there in the parent class. We can define here. There is no issue in that. So there is some typo in the code at line India. So as we can see, we need to, it is compulsory to override the abstract method, and we can optionally define our own method in the extended class. So this is the working. Now, what is the use of abstract class? Abstract class can be a just a type of a layout class. So we will make compulsory some certain methods, and the methods. So this void is the return type of method, and the method name and the input parameter. We can make this compulsory, and whichever class is extending this abstract class, they have to override those methods and define the code for that. They can keep that blank as well, but the thing is they have to override that method compulsorily. It was not case with the virtual. If virtual class, as we can see in abstract as well, the virtual method is there, but we can override it, or we can neglect it. So what I'll do is I'll create instance of this class now, the extended class. Yeah, so as instance is now created, now we can call these methods from the instance of the child class. I'll call both the methods simultaneously so as to reduce the time. And we also have third method, which is a virtual method, that also I'll call from the child only. Okay, now I have defined all, called all the three methods from the, sorry for the disturbance. So we have instantiated the class, we have created the object of the child class, and from the that object we are calling the methods. One is the abstract method, which is overridden in the child class. Second one is the child class method, which is not defined in the parent but directly defined in the child class. And the third one is a virtual method, which is not overridden in the child class but it is present in the abstract class. So I'll run this code. Yeah, so this is a static. So as we can see, first what we executed is a abstract method. We called it from the child class. So we have the child class name and the method name and the whatever parameter we passed. Second one is a method which we called, which was present in the child class itself, but not in the parent class. So that is also executed. And third one is the virtual method, which was not overridden in the child class, but it was present in parent. So that is also executed, and the name we can see it is a parent class name, which is my abstract class. So this is the overview of how the abstract class is working and how we can use virtual and abstract keywords for these methods. Now the now if we want to speak about the difference between the virtual and abstract classes, so for virtual class, class can be instantiated or class can have an object. We can call that class directly. Second point in the virtual class would be can only contain virtual methods. And the second point for the abstract class would be it can contain the abstract method or virtual method. So this would be the major difference between the virtual and abstract class. The first point, if we want, second point we already saw. The virtual class must can contain only virtual method, and the abstract class can contain abstract and virtual. But the first point, if we want to see, we can see it here as we have both the classes. I'll remove this code. What I mean by first point is we have a virtual class defined. We can call this virtual class directly, and then we can call the methods. And it gives no error. It will the code will be executed successfully, and we can see the class is my virtual class and method one. But this is not the case with the abstract class. If we have abstract class here, similarly whatever I did for virtual class I'll do for abstract class. And I'll try to call abstract one of the method from the abstract class. It can be a virtual or abstract any, just for showing the error. Abstract classes cannot be constructed. So this is the error we get. We cannot directly construct abstract classes, but in contrast, we can directly construct the virtual classes. The main reason for that is for abstract classes, there might be some methods, abstract methods, which will not have body. That would make the code not feasible to run, because if there is no body for this method and if you call this method, then there is no point in that. So that might be one of the reason why the abstract class is not constructed itself, and the virtual class we can construct, because in virtual class we have to define a method and we have to define body. The body can be blank, but we have to define this braces, curly braces. In abstract class we don't have to define the curly braces for the abstract methods. This is the difference. Please let me know if you understood this. or if you have any questions, you can comment down in the comment section. And if you like this video and want to learn new topics about Salesforce, do follow, like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.